Welcome everyone to Weekly News and DW with Major Tidbits, and the topic for this video is 6.235 trillion budget, nilagdaan, edukasyon, nalugi. 6.235 trillion pesos o mahigit 17,082,191,780 pesos ang nilagdaang budget ng pamahalaan para sa fiscal year 2025 nitong December 30 ni PBBM. Nagtaas ang budget ng mahigit 8% kumpara sa 5.768 trillion budget para sa fiscal year 2024. Nagkagahol-gahol pa nga si PBBM dahil sa backlash na natanggap ng budget dahil ziniro ang subsidy ng PhilHealth para sa universal healthcare.
Or scrutinizing the budget.
We do not need to thank the public.
Is it fair to say that criticism over the budget as submitted by Congress led to something like yung conditional provisions in ACAP?
No. Because even without the calls for strict scrutiny, the President will always see to it that he does that. We do that. Alam nyo si Presidente, you give him more credit than you are giving him now. He's a very ready, he's not a lawyer. He's more an economist, a finance guy, a political guy. Magaling si Presidente. Hindi nyo lang kasi binibigyan ng credit eh. Kasi hindi nagmumura.
So yung BARM election, may result na yung
And you can check my NIDW Major Tidbit para dyan. Kasama pa si Secretary Angara na naglabas ng dismay niya to the fact na nabawasan ng I think 10 billion or 20 billion yung budget ng DepEd, which was supposed to be used para sa digitization at computerization ng mga paaralan. With Grace Poe even saying na ang Department of Education ay para sa mga teachers. Yung teachers, hindi dapat natin fino-focus yung computers kasi teachers ang gumagawa lahat.
Titiyakin namin na mananatiling prioridad ang social services. Kasama na rin dyan ang edukasyon ayon sa mandato ng ating saligang batas. Itutuloy namin ang mga hakbangin upang mapunan ang kakulangan sa mga gusaling pampaaralan at ang mga computer ng mga eskwelahan. Sisiguruhin natin na tuloy-tuloy at mas lalawig pa ang mga benepisyo ng lahat ng Pilipino sa ilalim ng PhilHealth. Through this budget,
pero in the end, hindi rin niya naman madadagdagan ang zero budget. He can only veto certain line items and, yung Department of Education's budget, they'll do fine, I think. I'm not sure. Binawasan ang pinasa ng Kamara ng budget na mahigit 6.352 trillion. Ivinito ni President Marcos ang mostly unprogrammed appropriations of around 194 billion pesos. Kasama yung 26 billion na unaligned projects para sa agenda ng gobyerno of around 26 billion pesos from the DPWH.
the executive branch is one with the people in raising concerns over appropriations that are not consistent with the country's development plan and responsive to the needs of the people. After all, it is our people whom we serve. We take our role as stewards of our taxpayers' money seriously. And for this reason, after an exhaustive and thorough review, we have directly vetoed over 194 billion worth of the line items that are not consistent with our program priorities. These include allocations for certain programs and projects of the Department of Public Works and Highways and those under the unprogrammed appropriations, which increased by 300%.
So again, what are unprogrammed appropriations? Kasi binigyan siya ng 194 billion pesos, di ba? So kailangan natin malaman, what are unprogrammed appropriations? Kasama na sa vinito ni PBBM ay ang mga unprogrammed appropriations of around 168.24 billion pesos. Ang mga unprogrammed appropriations ay extrang budget na if ever sumobra ang kita ng gobyerno or kikitain ng gobyerno sa tax revenues, government-owned and controlled corporations at iba pa, kukunin nila or gagamitin nila yung budget na iyon para sa mga proyekto na nasa unprogrammed appropriations line item. Kumbaga, ang mga unprogrammed appropriations ay binibigay sa mga programa ng gobyerno that doesn't really have a guaranteed source per se. Kumbaga, sa nakukuha ng gobyerno. They are only going to be used projects done and implemented kung may susobrang kita sa pinagkukunan ng mga budget ng mga programa o ahensya. You can learn more about the reason and justification for certain provision veto from the link down in the description below. This brings down the budget so the government can say that they are holding their end of the bargain of fiscal responsibility. You can also check my previous NIDW Min Major Tidbits para sa mga ranting and information that would be beneficial for you to know. Now, matapos ako mag-rant for God knows how long, let's now take a look at the agencies that has the largest amount of appropriations, starting with number 10, the Department of Justice with 40.6 billion pesos. Number 9, we have the Judiciary Branch with 64 billion pesos. Number 8, we have the Department of Transportation with 123.7 billion pesos, significantly lower, by the way, from the proposed 180.9 billion pesos. So again, hindi natin matatanggal yung car-centric city na nasa Maynila sa ibang bansa, ayun, sa ibang probinsya. Now, number 7, we have the Department of Social Welfare and Development with 217.5 billion pesos. Think ayuda and social welfare, social safety nets, and whatever. Number 6, we have the Department of Agriculture with 237 billion pesos with an increase of around 25 billion pesos from the proposed budget. Number 5, we have the Department of Health with 267.8 billion pesos, significantly lower from the proposed 297 billion pesos. Parang siguro ang nangyari kinuha yung nasa Department of Health na 20 to 30 billion at nilagay kay Francisco Chu Laurel. Number 4, we have the Department of Interior and Local Government na pinamumunuan ni, I think, John Vic Remulla with around 279 billion pesos. Mas mataas sa kuya niya or kay Crispin na nasa DOJ. Number 3, we have the Department of National Defense with a huge increase of around 60 billion pesos from 256 billion to 315 billion. At syempre, one of the most contentious spots at discussion points sa budget ng gobyerno is number 2, we have the Department of Public Works and Highways. Think infrastructure projects galore with a grand total of 1.007 trillion pesos, down 26 billion pesos of Marcos's veto, pero up pa rin of a staggering 107 billion from 900 billion noong 2024 to 1.007 trillion pesos ngayon. And of course, as the Constitution mandated in the 1987 Constitution, Article 14, Section 5, Paragraph 5, the state shall assign the highest budgetary priority to education. Because at the number 1 spot, we have the education sector, encompassing DepEd, SUCs, CHED, and TESDA. Asterisk. It has a staggering budget of 1.055 trillion pesos, up from the proposed budget of 977.6 billion pesos. I mean, case solved, di ba? As you can clearly see, mas mataas ng mahigit 48 billion pesos ang sektor ng edukasyon to any other government agencies, including DPWH. Pero, did you catch that? Asterisk. May asterisk. I mean, what could possibly bring asterisks, di ba? Well, as shed light on by GC Punong Bayan, assistant professor at UP and columnist at Rappler, ipinakita niya ang malaking asterisk proving the administration's malicious compliance sa konstitusyon. Yung asterisk sa education sector holds a big secret kasi madalas ganito ang siste. Tuwing budget appropriations, ang magkakasama lang sa education sector na binabundle up was the Department of Education, State Universities and Colleges, Commission on Higher Education at TESDA. Pero dito sa budget na nilagaan ni BBBM, isinama sa count ng budget ang Philippine Military Academy, Philippine National Police Academy, Philippine Science High School Systems na usually under DOST, at marami pang iba. Unusual and out of the usual practice ng DepEd, SUC, CHED at TESDA lang ang binibilang katulad last year. These added academies and high school systems amount to something. Hindi pa natin alam kasi hindi naman nirelease yung buong GAA. So we can theorize. We can only consider the fact na DepEd, SUCs, CHED at TESDA lang ang ibinibilang. Dapat. Pero dinagdagan nila ng PMA, PNPA, PSHS at marami pang iba. there's a large bawas. Makikita natin na malaki ang bawas sa Department of Education's budget to the venerated 1.055 trillion na, closing the already tight differential with the DPWH's budget of around 1.007 trillion pesos. A single agency laban sa education sector. So, again, we ask the same thing. Is it in the spirit? Is it true? Is it compliance? Or is it malicious compliance? So Article 14, Section 5, Paragraph 5 of the Constitution that states that the state shall assign the highest budgetary priority to education. Diba? Ang isa pang malala dyan, ayon rin sa nasaliksik ni GC Punong Bayan, sinama pa sa kalkulasyon ng budget ng mga education infrastructure na dapat ay under DPWH. Napunta sa education sector yung mga yun. Kung ibabawas mo pa yung salary increase of 60 billion pesos, hindi hamak na mas malaki ang totoong budget ng DPWH kaysa education sector kasi tinagal mo na nga yung dapat under DPWH na pagpapagawa ng classroom at education infrastructure, nilagay mo sa burden ng DepEd. Tapos may 60 billion pang salary increase na, if anything, shouldn't even be accounted to the Department of Education's budget para masabing kino-comply nila yung Constitution. If that's not sus, I don't know what is. Makikita mo yung kanilang kalkulasyon just so that they can save face and say na they're operating by appropriating budget constitutionally, especially with regards to Article 14, Section 5, Paragraph 5, mandating the highest budget allotment to education. Halatang halata ang malicious compliance sa pinagagawa nila just to say that they value education. Buti nga at DPWH ang nakalaban ng DepEd because at the very least, we'll get some flood mitigation projects, bridges, pero please, no more highways. Or at least, wag mo nang dagdagan yung highways na meron tayo, lalo na sa Maynila. And, everywhere actually. And even the private-public partnerships. Just make good roads. Don't add too much. Because even if you add more roads, one more road won't fix shit. And we can already see that sa Amerika, sa China. Masyado nilang pinaprioritize yung throughput, yung kung gaano karami ang lanes ng highway. Which is a no-go. Kasi mas lalo pa nun, pinapalala yung traffic. And also, bigyan nyo rin yung DOTR so we could get more trains faster than ever. I love me some good public transportation method that doesn't revolve around cars. Or at least, the Ford ones. Because in all realities, I shouldn't care less because technically, although maliciously, they've complied with the Constitution, but at least say it like it is. Hindi naman namin ganun ka-prioritize yung edukasyon, because we want the flagship projects ng gobyerno para makabit sa pangalan namin. But anyway, we don't really have a say in it. Kasi again, puro lang tayo salita. And we don't really demand anything from the people or from the government. Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series na News and Worthy Recap. Check the entire video for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na I'll make sure would be interesting to you particularly. Di ko alam yung name mo pero you should subscribe. You Muhammad Smith? I don't fucking know. John Smith? Sa mga sumunod mga kabayan, avoid me, like, subscribe, follow my links in socials and avoid. Choose that would be linked down below. Sa susunod muli, of course, paalam. Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series na News and Worthy Recap. Check the entire video for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na I'll make sure would be interesting to you particularly. Di ko alam yung name mo pero you should subscribe. You Muhammad Smith? I don't fucking know. John Smith? Salamat sa manunod mga kabayan. Avoid me, like, subscribe, follow my links in socials and avoid. Show set na would be linked down below. Sa susunod muli, of course, paalam.